Hey y'all, it is Rallygirl coming at you. Now, I was so torn as to what I was going to do to my hair. I initially was going to do the crochet braid. In my town, it was latch hook. But when I got to YouTube, everybody was calling it crochet. And I think out of everyone that I saw doing it, only 1 or 2 people used the actual crochet needle. Everyone else was using a latch hook needle. Anyway, I am not the best at parting my hair, and I ain't got time for all that. So what I decided to do was throw in some chunky twists. I'm using this Havana hair that I had. I didn't want to spend another dime on any hair. And I'm using this. Now this stuff is dry. So what I'm doing to help it out is I'm just using some refined or unrefined shea butter, natural shea butter from Ghana. And I'm putting this in my hair, and I'm doing chunky. I'm not parting it any special way. You'll be able to see that later on. And I'm just, putting it in 1 strand per chunk. Okay, just so it can last some time. You guys, we have a guest with us this time. It is my dad. And we talking about the epitome of the 70s, both of my parents. I'm going to show you a picture of the back of my mother's afro right here. Ain't it bad? All right, and now we're going to talk to Dad. I just want to ask him a couple of questions so you all can get a feel of what was really going down back in the day. All this stuff that we doing now most of it is, this is the 2nd time around. It has been done. It's nothing new. Been there, done that. Hey, Dad, say hey.
Hey.
Can y'all hear him? All right, now, Dad, back in the day when you all would be transitioning, from relaxer, well, at the time you all were doing what kind of chemicals were you all doing? What was it called back then?
Well, way back in the beginning, got to bring up brand names because that's all we knew. It was Posner's, which was a heavy lye chemical. It would burn you from head to toe.
Now, the better the burn, the straighter the hair. Was that how it went?
No.
Oh.
I don't know who got that started. As soon as it burns, you want to get it out of your hair.
Okay.
But the barber it ain't done a good job yet. So he's trying to
keep it in there.
Yeah, tell you it's all right, you can hang. Yeah, tell you it's all, it'll be all right. After you realize it's not an itch, this is a burn, and it's making you tap dance.
Ooh.
Something's wrong.
Child, ain't no joke.
So it went from that to a milder chemical.
Now, in your time, was it called a concholine? Was it a conch when you was coming around? It was a concholine. Y'all remember the conchs? You all heard that phrase on that term on the Malcolm X movie.
That's exactly what they call them.
The conch.
You get a conch.
Oh man. So what was it like when you were ready to just let that conch go, and you wanted to go get into the straight up fro? Because I know times changed. People were wearing.
Things, people got more into their history. For this, that, and the other, and stuff. It was during the time of a lot of changes coming up. Black was power, and they was, kicking people off the team or the track team for putting up a hand.
Yeah, that's right. Putting up that fist, black so power.
Everything, and things start being different. So now, if your hair didn't actually grow fast naturally, you didn't want to cut it all off because you wanted to sport the fro. And they, ironically, they came out with something called Freedom Curl.
The Freedom Curl.
The Freedom Curl.
Okay, and speak up a little bit louder.
Oh, okay.
Now Oh yeah, Dad is eating, so we multitasking up in here.
Good.
All right,
Anyway,
so I'll see.
they call it the freedom curl, but chemicals were still used with the freedom curl.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't all, that's why it wasn't called a natural.
So back in the day, they called when you let the chemicals leave, they called it a natural. So you rocking a natural.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And when was this around? Was this the 70s,
The
60s?
70s.
It was the 70s.
Mm-hmm. The movements and stuff started in the 60s and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't really actually get kind of concrete until everybody knew all across the country what time of day it was,
Yeah.
But this was not a fad.
Mm-hmm. This is a culture, not a fad.
There you go.
So you all, Dad is saying that to say this. This is not something new. This is not a trend. This is happened before. This is a culture. Being natural, and I know some people have questions about the phrase or the term rather, the term natural. The term natural started back in the 70s when black people decided to just leave the relaxers and the chemicals and stuff alone in terms of
Be proud of their
straightening their hair and being proud of their heritage and culture and the way that they are meant to look, the way God made us. The reason why we are using this term now is because that's what it was. For us, we were the first as far as using that term, natural. So that is why we're using it again today. It doesn't mean that anyone else, any other culture can't be natural because their hair is what it is. When we first started putting the chemicals in our hair, it was so that we can assimilate to the Caucasians, be accepted, get jobs. They're straightening our hair to get jobs, to show them that we're not scary, to be accepted, and show that we are also people who want to contribute to society.
But it was like we were ashamed of our heritage, made to feel ashamed.
Right.
To first get comfortable with everything, learn the law of the land, and then everything else evolved around that.
Mm-hmm.
We did. It
Absolutely.
got stronger and stronger.
Mm-hmm.
But right now it means a lot.
Now, as far as what the different types of fros and stuff, you had the freedom curl. What was the freedom curl?
Freedom curl looked exactly like an afro. An afro would help. Okay.
Oh, you said an afro would help. Mm-hmm. What kind of help?
It looked natural. There's a lot of curls that was out there.
Okay, so it was curls and stuff in it.
It was small.
Smaller curls.
Yeah, not no big loops and nothing like that.
Yeah.
Looked like a fro.
Was it sort of like Lamont Sanford's?
Exactly.
Okay.
Because, he had a natural, and then you saw him when he got a
freedom curl. I remember. Tell me about this Vigorol.
If you want to go natural, you went into the freedom curl and you let the freedom curl grow from the root kind of out. You can kind of keep up with it by going and getting a wet wash and reset, but never complete
relaxer or what a process.
Process.
Process, conch, those, that's the same thing. Relaxer, process, conch, those are the same things. Synonymous. Chemical treated hair, for afro hair. So now with the Vigorol, now was Jerry curls back in the day?
No, they came kind of
later in the 80s. Okay, got you. Okay, I didn't know.
Anyway, after the hair the roots start being natural, and the top still looks like a natural. Getting old. You can maintain that by washing it and stuff like that, but in order to keep the roots where you can actually handle them, if you have really curly hair, where you could actually handle them and wouldn't break nothing off, this Vigoro came in. It would not straighten the hair out, nothing like that. It would straighten it to a point where you could manage it.
Okay.
It wouldn't straighten it to a point like a conch.
Okay. Okay, now you all, in the beginning, when I went back to being natural, I wanted my afro to sustain during the humid weather. So I did use Vigorol twice. I think I used it a total 2 or 3 times. I can't even remember. But I used it because once I picked my hair out and got it in the shape that I wanted it to stay at the same height that it was in. So in order to combat any kind of shrinkage, I used the Vigorol. Yeah, true story. I haven't used Vigorol in years. Don't plan to do it anymore. But that just lets you know what's going on and the history of what, everything.
I'll tell you what, that Vigorol, not only that you manage your hair, but it lasts a long time. If you were waiting on your hair to get to yesterday's texture, like what you're waiting on for the natural,
yeah,
it seems like it just straightens it forever. You waiting.
Oh, wow, really?
It grows good.
I never knew when my hair, when the Vigorol grew out. When I put it in my hair, I forget all about the fact that I even used it because I was always doing different styles. And my hair just stayed in the afro state. It just was, I didn't have to worry about shrinkage when it came to wearing the fro in the humid climates. Or humid temperatures, I should say. Conditions. Okay, you all, I have them almost done. I did not part my hair. I don't know if you can see. Oops. I don't know if you can see everything, but I didn't do anything special. I'm just trying to hurry up and get this in, because, I ain't got that kind of time. I ain't on it. All right, you guys. Dad, you got anything else to add before I end this video?
Well,
or before it ends us?
Nothing is easy. You stick with whatever, and you'll be successful. That's all I can say, because I kept trying, and I thought I was going to give up. But along came this lady that told me something.
What's that lady's name?
Her name was Terrell.
Yeah, Dad is growing his hair out again.
Yeah.
He was rocking the fro back in the day when I was born. And Ma was rocking her fro. He would be shaping and styling her fro for her. And he's growing his hair out again. He rocking the ponytail now. With a ponytail, twisted ponytail. So, yeah. All right, you guys. Until the next video, I'll show you what I end up doing with all these. I'll give you pictures or whatever. I'm just going to style them in some kind of updo. But until the next video, live simply and be kind. When I say I'm not in the mood, that is exactly what I meant. I just put these plaits, these twists up in a ponytail. And since the ends are not even and I didn't finish them or curl them or anything, I twisted the ponytail and just tucked the ends in the back. And now I'm ready to go. I mean, this is something you could do when you just want to get your hair out of the way. You don't want to spend a lot of time, but you also want to be able to manipulate it if you want to do it every day. Like you can style these in some form. Bun them. You can do the pin curl thing with them, and it'll just last a little bit longer. It's not tight on my edges. I mean, I barely even got them in there. You see how it's lumpy right there? I'm not worried about that. It looks natural. It looks like this is all my hair. And I'm done.